In the early 14th century, the steady expansion of the Ottoman Empire entered a decisive phase as its leader, Osman, focused on securing a chain of strategic towns across northwestern Anatolia. Rather than relying solely on dramatic battlefield victories, this campaign emphasized systematic conquest, logistical security, and the creation of reliable military corridors. By capturing key settlements one by one, Ottoman forces ensured safer routes for movement and established stronger defensive positions that would support future growth. Reports from the frontier describe a carefully coordinated effort. Ottoman commanders identified towns that controlled important roads, river crossings, and trade routes. These locations served as gateways between regions, and their capture would allow uninterrupted communication between Ottoman-held territories. Securing such towns was not only a military objective, but also an economic necessity, as safe passage encouraged commerce and stabilized supply lines. The campaign unfolded in a deliberate sequence. Instead of overextending their forces, Ottoman leaders advanced step by step. Each newly captured town became a staging ground for the next operation. Garrisons were installed immediately, and fortifications were inspected and reinforced. This method reduced the risk of counterattacks and ensured that rear areas remained secure while the army pushed forward. Local resistance varied from town to town. Some communities attempted to defend their walls, organizing militias and relying on existing fortifications. Others, recognizing the growing strength of Ottoman forces, chose negotiation over confrontation. In several instances, agreements were reached that allowed towns to surrender peacefully in exchange for guarantees of safety and continuity of daily life. Such arrangements minimized destruction and preserved valuable infrastructure. Military analysts highlight the importance of mobility during this period. Ottoman cavalry units patrolled newly secured routes, protecting caravans and deterring raids. Scouts monitored surrounding territories, providing early warning of potential threats. This constant movement projected an image of strength and reliability, reassuring local populations and discouraging organized resistance. The capture of strategic towns had immediate logistical benefits. Supply convoys could travel more efficiently between bases, reducing delays and losses. Reliable communication lines allowed commanders to coordinate operations across a wider area. These improvements enhanced the Army's ability to respond quickly to emerging challenges and maintain operational momentum. Administrative measures followed closely behind military success. Ottoman officials established systems of governance designed to maintain order and integrate local communities. Tax collection was standardized, markets were reopened, and security patrols were organized. These steps fostered a sense of stability that encouraged economic recovery and growth. Observers note that the transformation of these towns extended beyond military considerations. As security improved, merchants resumed long-distance trade. Craftsmen and farmers benefited from safer conditions, contributing to increased productivity. The resulting economic activity strengthened the financial base of Ottoman administration, enabling further investment in infrastructure and defense. The strategic importance of these conquests also had a psychological dimension. Each secured town represented a visible sign of expanding authority. Neighboring settlements watched closely as Ottoman governance brought relative stability to previously contested areas. This perception influenced regional decision-making, with some leaders opting to cooperate rather than resist. For opposing forces, the gradual consolidation of towns created mounting pressure. Attempts to disrupt Ottoman supply lines became increasingly difficult as protected corridors expanded. Isolated strongholds found themselves surrounded by a network of fortified positions, limiting their ability to coordinate effective resistance. The leadership approach emphasized adaptability. Commanders adjusted tactics based on local geography and political conditions. In mountainous regions, smaller units conducted targeted operations to secure passes and observation points. In open terrain, larger formations demonstrated strength through visible patrols and rapid deployment. This flexibility allowed Ottoman forces to maintain initiative across diverse environments. Infrastructure improvements played a significant role in sustaining progress. Roads were repaired, bridges strengthened, and defensive works upgraded. These projects enhanced mobility and facilitated communication between distant positions. Over time, the network of secured towns evolved into an integrated system supporting both military and civilian needs. Social dynamics also shifted as a result of these campaigns. Populations experienced changes in administration and legal practices. Efforts were made to maintain continuity in local customs while introducing new governance structures. This balanced approach reduced friction and promoted cooperation between authorities and residents. The broader geopolitical environment added urgency to the consolidation effort. Regional powers monitored developments closely, aware that the secure control of strategic towns could alter the balance of influence. By reinforcing their positions methodically, Ottoman leaders reduced vulnerabilities and strengthened their negotiating position in diplomatic interactions. Economic integration followed territorial consolidation. Trade routes connecting inland markets with coastal regions benefited from improved security. Merchants transported goods with greater confidence, and tax revenues increased accordingly. These resources funded further military preparedness and administrative expansion. Contemporary accounts emphasize the disciplined organization of Ottoman forces. Clear command hierarchies and effective communication enabled coordinated action across multiple fronts. Units operated with defined objectives, minimizing confusion and maximizing efficiency. This professionalism contributed significantly to the success of sequential town captures. Despite steady progress, challenges remained. Maintaining extended supply lines required constant vigilance. Garrisons needed adequate provisioning, and communication networks demanded regular maintenance. Leadership addressed these issues through careful planning and resource allocation, ensuring that expansion did not outpace sustainability. The cumulative effect of securing strategic towns reshaped the frontier landscape. Areas once characterized by uncertainty and fragmented authority began to exhibit consistent governance. Predictable security conditions encouraged settlement and agricultural development, reinforcing long-term stability. From a historical perspective, this methodical campaign illustrates the importance of infrastructure and logistics in state formation. By prioritizing secure routes and defensible positions, Ottoman leadership created a durable framework for expansion. Military victories were transformed into lasting territorial control through administrative integration. As the sequence of conquests continued, the emerging network of towns functioned as interconnected hubs. Each location supported neighboring positions, forming a resilient defensive system. This structure not only protected existing holdings, but also provided a foundation for future operations. The experience of local populations reflected both disruption and opportunity. While the transition of authority introduced uncertainty, improved security and economic revival offered tangible benefits. Markets expanded, and daily life gradually stabilized under consistent administration. In summary, the campaign to secure strategic towns marked a significant chapter in early Ottoman development. Through deliberate planning, efficient military action, and swift administrative consolidation, Osman Thurwer and his commanders established safe routes and strong positions across the region. The systematic capture of key settlements ensured reliable communication, strengthened defense, and fostered economic growth. These achievements demonstrated that enduring power depends not only on battlefield success, but also on the ability to organize and protect territory effectively. By integrating conquered towns into a coherent network, Ottoman leadership laid the groundwork for sustained expansion and long-term governance. The secured routes and fortified positions created during this period would serve as essential pillars of an emerging state poised for continued influence in regional affairs.